Okay, new video. Surprise, surprise. I've taken the head off the truck. Reason for it, I kept having a number one fouling plug. So I'm not understanding why number one keeps fouling. I did play around with the carburetor and I tried to adjust it, and I think I adjusted it pretty good. There was no smoke coming out of the tailpipe. It looked pretty clean. If anything, it looked more lean than anything. However, number one kept fouling. So here's a little rundown on everything. I've been idling it in the driveway because it's not on the road yet. Now, I'm wondering if that's why it's fouling on number one, but why wouldn't it foul on all of them? The only thing I can come up with is when I pull it out of my garage, the truck is on a slight incline, slanted forward towards number one, and aspirations kind of leaning towards number one. The other thing, too, I was thinking possibly is the manifold seemed a little bit not tight. The bolts were actually kind of loose. Two, the valve cover was leaking a little bit of oil. So I'm thinking possibly the oil got sucked into the manifold. Or is it the positive crankcase return, the oil going back into the carburetor? I don't know. There's many things I'm thinking about. There's the distributor. They have oxidization on the terminals, so I'm going to change that. Anyways, the head is. I've taken the head to the machine shop. He looked at it. He did a quick check on it. It seemed to be pulling pressure pretty good. So we're just going to do a bare minimal on that. We're going to put new valves. His only concern was number one valve, the first cylinder intake valve. They seemed a little bit funny, so he's going to change those. I'm going to put a new gasket on, clean the surface. I'm going to make it an oil cleaner, air exchanger, whatever you want to call it. Try to minimize that oil going back into the carburetor. Now, my other concern is, and this is what I need help with, because I've looked everywhere on the internet and nobody can give me any kind of indication. Some people say it's normal. Some people say it's not. Okay, so if I brought number one up to top dead center here. And if you look at the play, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm trying to get closer. Okay. Fucking horrible lighting. Can you see that? There's play there, see? There's play that way, and there's also a little bit of play this way. Is that normal? I don't know. I did a compression. I'm leaning towards no, but I mean, I've seen people on the internet saying it's normal. So like, hold on a second here. Let me get a stool here and get up here higher. What I don't understand, if it's not normal, why is this engine, on the compression test I did, look at it pulls 150 was the first cylinder on a compression test, all the way up to 175 or something like that. That's pretty damn good compression. I didn't do a leak down test. I've never done a leak down test. I'm not sure exactly how that works. But all these cylinders have a little bit of play. And all the cylinders seem equal in play. Now, is this normal? I don't know. And what really boggles me now, I think it is, but maybe I'm wrong. How could you pull a good compression test if that ain't normal? But this is where I'm really screwed up here, is because if you come over here now to my old engine that I have, I saved out of my blue truck. Let's jump over here. And let's look at this engine. This is the engine I saved out of the other 79, because it was good. And if you take these cylinders, nothing, no movement whatsoever. All cylinders are the same. Very, very like small amount. So now I didn't do a compression test on this one, so I don't know what I should have before I pulled it out. I'm kind of pissed that I didn't. But if you look at all these cylinders on this one, this is what really boggles me, is there's actually a fingernail scrape in these cylinders, a significant fingernail scrape, but these pistons don't rock. Now, is it because they put tighter pistons in it? Now, let's jump back over here for a sec. Sorry for the camera. If you jump back over here. Fuck. Excuse my French. What really gets me now, if you take your fingernail and go in here, there is nothing. It is completely like perfect. There's no fingernail scratch on any of the cylinders. I did a measurement of the bore. It's 4 inches. It hasn't been bored. So, are these pistons meant to be like this? I don't know. Is it because of thermal expansion? This is a cast iron block, and aluminum pistons. So, if you guys have any, and I mean, somebody with actual knowledge, I don't want somebody that really knows these engines. I need your help, and tell me what you think. That would be greatly appreciated. So when I get the head back from the machine shop, I'm gonna bolt it back on. I'm gonna do all those slight modifications that I said. I'm gonna fix that oil cover leak. I'm gonna make the oil air exchanger, and I'm gonna also go on the carburetor once more and turn it about a quarter turn, leaning it out to try to rule this out. Also, too, I've ordered Motorcraft plugs, Ford Motorcraft plugs. They have a little bit of a bigger insulator tip, so they burn a slight bit hotter. So, if that doesn't fix it, this engine is going to have to come out. I want to get a machinist's opinion. I hope he tells me the truth, and not just to make money. And I mean, I'd hate to yank it out if it's good. That's why I'm trying to figure this out. So hopefully that when I put the head back on, it resolves this issue. I'm a little bit shocked. I'm not sure what to make from all this. The other thing too is it the ignition? Is something wrong with the number 1 ignition not firing properly in that cylinder? That was my other idea. Thought is to get another ignition. Apparently the Duraspark's better because it does a continuous spark non-stop throughout the whole rotation of the firing, the compression stroke. Versus, I guess, this spark, this distributor, I guess, sends, I don't know, 1 spark, or I'm not sure, per cylinder, kind of 1 jolt, and that's it. And if it burns, it burns. One other question I have for you guys too, if anybody can answer this, is, okay, so if you'll see this right here, okay, so let's bring this over to number 1 here for a second. Let's rotate it around. Okay, here's the compression stroke. So right about here, this is I'm gonna get a magic marker or something for this. Or maybe not. Man, I won't use a marker. Okay, so let's just pretend I have the cap on. So when you're setting this thing for timing, I set this truck to 6 degrees before top dead center. That's what the emission label calls for. So down in the harmonic balancer, I position it to 6 degrees before top dead center on the compression stroke. Then when I line up my distributor, do I line it up with the center of this electro tip, or do I line it up right here? So back it off a tooth or two to here. Is that even a possibility, or does it only go one way? Because it rotates counterclockwise, or sorry, clockwise. The spark would start here and have the whole duration of this tip to do the burn, or do I just line it up right in the middle? And let me know your feedback on that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's where I am. I'm not going to have the head back for about another 3 weeks. He's busy, so if this doesn't resolve my issue, I'm tempted to take the other engine block that I have back there, swap it on with the new head, put that engine in here, and try that. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to go back to my original plan, which I didn't want to build it right now because I'm not in the mood to do it. Too much time and money. And this is my other block that I'm building. It's already been machined down. I still have to get the crank taken care of, and then I have to get the pistons fitted, and I don't have the time to do it, and I don't have the money. So that's on hold. So I got to make do with what I have here. So I'm hoping that fixes the issue again. This is where I am. Well, I got the head over there at the machine shop. I'm almost tempted to now take everything out and just clean up this whole engine bay. Or at least just take off the few components that are around this block and degrease the heck out of it and tape the top part off and paint it really nice, and that's it. Call it a day and cross my fingers and hope that it resolves the issue. So, anyways, please let me know what your thoughts are on this. Some people say that this play is okay because it's thermal expansion. It's all equal. All cylinders have the same kind of rock in between. They also have, like I said, sideways rock and this way rock. And all the compression test was good. All 145 to 175. Let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks, and talk to you a little later.